But now I'm going to play you a track that I played in its entirety for 20 years. Jeff Buckley came over to London. It was in March in 1994. He was late for a session, and while he was driving to the session, put on the radio station where he was about to do a session for GLR, and the host was saying, well, Tim Buckley's going to come in any minute, but he's late, so he might not turn up. And she kept on saying, oh, Tim Buckley's son, and not referring to Jeff by his name. And of course, Jeff Buckley didn't know his father, so it was a sensitive point. So by the time he got to the radio station, he was upset, they were upset, and the atmosphere was heated, to say the least. But out of that came something very special, and this is what it was.
It's called Grace.
To stay long enough for the clouds to fly me away. It's my time coming, I'm not afraid to die. And my failing voice sings of love. To the clicking of time, oh time, waiting by, waiting by, waiting by, waiting by. She weeps on my arm, walking to the bright lights in sorrow. We'll drink a bit of wine, we both might go tomorrow. Oh my love, and the rain is falling, and I believe my time has come. Well, it reminds me
Amazing, isn't it? Just waiting to see where his voice is going to reach. That was recorded 20 years ago now, in March of 1994. That was Jeff Buckley in session for GLR. We'll have a second track from that session in the next 40 minutes. If you want to hear the background to this session and his very special day in London, the lead up to a very successful European solo tour, you can listen again. The documentary went out on BBC Radio 4 yesterday, that's Saturday at 10:30 a.m. So it's on iPlayer and it will be available for the next week. It's time for us now to play the second from the GLR session, which hasn't aired on the radio for 20 years. There was a documentary that went out on BBC Radio 4 yesterday at 10:30 a.m, so it's going to be available all week. That looks into a day in the life of Jeff Buckley. He came over to London and he was scheduled for a photo shoot and certain sessions. It was just before starting a tour of Europe, and as I mentioned earlier, he was in a very, very bad mood because they had traffic issues. He was very late, and also the DJ kept referring to him as Tim Buckley's son. Sometimes out of the worst situations comes some inspiration as a musician that you just have to go with, and I'm sure this is what happened with Jeff in this particular session. He was a huge fan of Sufi music as well, where you just let your spiritual influence and inspiration just take over your voice and your music and see where it takes you, and you can kind of hear that in his performances in this session. And so let's hear it. Is from 1994, the 18th of March. This is Jeff Buckley and Lover, You Should Have Come Over.
This is called Lover, You Should Have Come Over.
Their shoes fill up with water. Well, maybe I'm too young to keep good love from going wrong, but tonight you're my mind, so never know. Broken down and hungry for your love, with no way to feed it. Where are you tonight, child? You know how much I need it. Too young to hold on, I'm too old to just break free and run. Sometimes a man gets carried away when he feels like he should be having his fun, and much too blind to see the damage he's done. Sometimes a man must awake to find that really he has no one. So I'll wait for you and I'll burn. Will I ever see your sweet return? Oh, will I ever
bed is made, the open window lets the rain in. And burning in the corner is the only one that dreams they had you with him. My body turns and yearns for a sleep that won't ever come. It's never over. My kingdom for a kiss upon her shoulder. It's never over. All my riches for her smiles when I slept so soft against her. It's never over. All my blood for the sweetness of her laughter. It's never over. She is the tear that hangs inside my soul forever. Well, maybe I'm just too young to keep good love from going wrong. Yeah, lover, you should have come over. Well, I feel too young to hold on, and I'm much too old to break free and run. Too deaf, dumb, and blind to see the damage I've done. Sweet lover, you should have come over. How long will I wait for you, lover, 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 love, love. You should have come over, 'cause it's not too late.
Jeff Buckley playing live in a GLR session back in 1994, and that was Lover, You Should Have Come Over. As I say, the documentary aired on Radio 4 yesterday at 10:30 a.m. It's going to be available on iPlayers throughout the week.